Hello, my beautiful light beings. Welcome back to the Magic Exists podcast with Danny Margot. If you are on a personal development or spiritual awakening journey, moving from the 3D to the 5D living, this podcast is for you. I have a new microphone and I'm really excited to give you more clear podcast messages and just anything audio. I'm really excited. This is like a big upgrade for me, and I can already tell like how good this mic is. The first mic I bought was like a $30 mic on Amazon just to like have a mic, and this is the Shure mic. It's not the top of the line like that $400 one. It's the one that I think was like $270, but it is legit. If you're watching the video, there's this like awesome stand, super easy to connect. Took me like 5 minutes. And so I'm just really excited to have May as the first episode to broadcast this beautiful voice carrier. So today I want to share about the Akashic forecast for May, just so that you can live, your most embodied expression, feel safe within yourself, safe to take your leaps of faith in your life, and really live a life that you're proud to call your own. First, an image that Spirit is giving me is an image of you like walking down the street with like a new skip in your step and really taking a perspective of like present joy. And maybe like in the past, you were really hunkered down in like maybe your thoughts and like what you had to do for work and like what you were thinking of plans, for the weekend. But it really feels like you've been able to like let a lot of that go, and now you're like able to enjoy the moment that you're living, the present. And they're showing me you walking down with this like skip in your step, and you're like looking around and like, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? And it's like this metropolitan area where there's like people around you, and like you being this like source of joy within yourself is sharing that energy, that influence, that amazing, like beautiful joy to other people. And so just think about like those moments where you're at like the grocery store and the cashier is just like so kind and like genuinely like wants to know how you are, and you leave feeling so uplifted. It really feels like this is the month that like you are that for other people. And I know it has taken a long time to get here, and that doesn't mean like the work is complete, but it does. I do see this like more embodied version of you that has that like wider glimpse of that joy, wider glimpse of just like the impact that you are making on this planet, and impact by just living, by just being, because your energy influences the world on a frequency base. And so when you tap into those energies of your heart, create that intention in the morning and really intending to be joyful, then you are able to like bring in this different frequency and amplify your energy with every step you take. So with love and career, I'm seeing this energy, and like they're showing me you in your apartment, and you're opening your fridge and you're cooking like your most nourishing meals that are like so colorful and yummy, and you're like calling in love or calling in a promotion or a career or your new business or niche clients or whatever it is. And they're showing me that like your apartment is encapsulated in this new timeline that you have called in. And it's less about like, what do I have to do to call this in? And like, verse what you are embodying is, who do I need to be in order to really attract like what you're looking for. And so this time is really about nourishing yourself and doing things like really romanticizing things that are nourishing to you. So like really tuning into like nourishing your body, connecting with your body, the unconscious, and really like nourishing yourself, what brings you joy, dancing, walking, spending time in nature, like really grounding in that energy is going to place you right in front of the people and opportunities that you need to encounter or meet or experience in order to get you to that next step in your life. And so it's less about like making a decision or choice right now, and it's more about embodying who you are in your fullest expression and nurturing. And from that space, like things will just fall into play because you are so trusting of the universe and so trusting that whatever is coming to you will find you. And it's a really beautiful, actually, concept that's coming up with a lot of my clients recently in the last couple weeks, where the transition and the perspective has really shifted into like, I trust the universe so much, and the universe is so divinely guided that I know without a doubt in my soul, in my heart, that I am going to get there. And like in the past, you might have been like, oh, I need the bridge. I need all the steps on the bridge from where I am to where I'm going. And it's not that anymore. It's like, I actually don't care because that's what my soul came here to do, to explore. What I'm going to do is just be that biggest version of myself, trust that the next step is going to be provided for me, and anchor in that loving compassion and kindness for yourself and those around you and those who you encounter, because it is through those microscopic moments where you're really going to be able to step into your new identity, who you are becoming. And in these like microscopic interactions and relationships, you will be mirrored back to you, not only like how far you've come, but who you are in your whole kindness, in your whole acceptance of others without judgment, and the compassion you give yourself and others. And the amount of compassion you offer yourself is amplified. And everyone can feel that, not only how you act or how you take care of yourself, but they feel it through how you care for them. And only those who are able to truly give so compassionately without judgment, those are the ones who are like embodying that for themselves, offering themselves that acceptance, compassion, and kindness and forgiveness. And so just continue to like fill your cup, and so that you can step into that version of you that, you know, that you're seeing for yourself, and continue to hold that vision, because it is coming. Like, continue to hold without a doubt. There is no doubt anymore that that is coming. Like, you see it, and there's other aspects of you in different dimensions that already have it, or that are able to support you in bringing you there. So like, continue to anchor into that trust. And it's interesting because the energy of fear, I've been talking about this on Instagram, has come forward. And I've talked about this a little bit, and I'll just share where like I talked about how I took a passport photo, and I saw, like, you know, passport photos don't look very good. I feel like you were kind of like it looks like probably the worst version of you in a photo, and then it's like, you know, government issued, really small. So I started thinking like, oh, like, you know, I have wrinkles for the first time that I've noticed or have experienced, and I'm 36 now, so I'm getting older, and like all the hair on my head, like what if I like became bald? And then I was like all of a sudden fearful, like, oh my gosh, like what if that is a thing in my family, because like my brother is bald and that is like a hereditary thing. And what if I don't have hair in like 10 or 20 years? And I was so scared that that was going to be me. And then I realized, like, wait a second, let me invite the fear forward. What is my biggest fear? And it's like that I would have no hair. And then I sat with me with no hair, and that version of me. And she was still me. She was still my soul's expression amplified. She was still loving. She still loved herself. And so I shifted the perspective, and I was like, no, it's actually like the portal to my freedom is through the fear. And so now that I sat with that fear, I no longer fear it. And so I was reflecting again, and I was like, well, actually, if that's for my highest good, because we live in such an intentional and divine universe, then I want to be bald, because then I know who I'm going to be on the other side of that is so free and amazing, and just a more expressed version of Danny. And so I was like, all right, bring it on. I'll take it all. And so it's just been really this beautiful perspective, I think, that I've been able to insource, where whatever I'm scared, I invite it forward. I sit in that deepest fear, and I accept myself fully within that space. And once I face that biggest fear I have, then I'm able to actually welcome that in and move through it, and with a sense of freedom. And I'm not saying I'm going to be bald. I don't know. But that was just like an example of like what I've been moving through to help support me in accessing more peace in my life and more freedom. Because fear, the energy of fear, just wants you to see yourself in your full courage, in your full strength, so that you can utilize that as a portal to your biggest soul's expression and freedom. So money is actually coming in pretty strong. And I know this is something that's happening on a collective level because I'm working through it as well. And what money like is wanting you to know is that there are different perspectives of, to money. And oftentimes a lot of us who are reincarnated here from other planets where there was just like reciprocity and love, like for example Mintaka and Lyra, where I have had past lives where there was no like money exchange and money did not determine your worth. It was very much about like my gifts and my love, and I take care of you and I take care of the community. And we raise our children together through this sense of like we both give. And it's just like so comforting and energetic, where here it's like this accumulation, which sets like identity and it sets like worthiness and productivity. And so it's definitely like a different energy that we're having here. And like the household that you were raised in or the religion sets a big foundation to like your belief around money. And so money, what it wants is for you to sit with it as if it's an energy, like just like what I did with fear, and like create a relationship with the energy of money. And you can do this through different perspectives and different dimensions. And so sit with like the past memories and the beliefs that you have with your, childhood. So for example, like when I was in high school, my dad like would give me money to go like out with my friends. And let's say I remember I have a memory that I bought like a skirt once and it was like $20, but that was like too expensive. And I got back and then like I got yelled at because that was too expensive. And so this money of like, we don't have a lot of it, or this like, you shouldn't spend it on things that aren't like necessary, or like whatever belief, like I'm just giving you examples, can shape like how you view it now. And so really reflecting back on that inner child or like how you viewed money can really support you in moving forward. Another way is to actually bring in the energy of money from the Akashic Records standpoint. And that's what I've been doing to increase my capacity to feel safe to receive more. And I think I've talked about this when I like received my check for my condo. When I sold it, it was like quite a bit of money. And I sat with that money that came in and I still felt like that wasn't enough. So I knew no matter how much money I make, it was never going to be enough. And there was like a disconnect. And so I had to realize and understand my relationship. And so my tip, I'll share this with you. What my money wanted was she wanted me to be really intentional with her. And so everything that I bought, it has to nourish me in some way. It can't just be like a thought. I have to really sit with it. So I was leaving things in my cart on Amazon for 24 hours to 48 hours to a week to really sit with it. Like, do I really want this? Or is this just like I saw an ad and like, I'm just going to get this and it's just going to accumulate, in my closet. And I've been really purging out my closet, the last 3 years of moving. And so I don't have a lot of stuff anymore. I just wear like a couple key pieces that I love. And so like every time I would spend something, I would feel into her energy and like, is this something that will nourish her and me? And if it was a yes, I would get it. And if it was a no, I wouldn't buy it. And just really like communicating with her continuously of what she needed. And so it was interesting, like things that she didn't want me to buy were like extra shoes that, because I already had like 3 of the same pair. But what she did want was like a $3,000 business course to help me, refine my copy to get my energy and my messaging out. So, just like, it's not always about money. It's about like, how is this going to benefit you and move the needle? And so, for example, this microphone, I've been wanting this microphone since I started my business. And I really been sitting with that energy of like, I bought a $30 one because I thought that was what I was worthy of, or that's what I thought my business was worthy of, or that's what I thought I could afford. And really working with the energy of money, I sat with it and I was like, I really want this mic. I've been wanting it. And she's like, what are you waiting for? This is going to help amplify your activations, your YouTube, your programs, your containers, your podcast. Like it's just going to amplify it's going to amplify you. And for me, my voice is my portal to my soul's expression and like my mission here on earth. And so this is just only going to support that. So why wouldn't I buy it? And so that is how I notice where like my limiting beliefs around money were keeping me small. But then other things, like I wanted to go on a trip with a friend, and I really sat with it and I was like, I really want this and it's going to nourish me, but I can be nourished with like maybe close friends here right now. And then maybe like that's a next year trip, because that's going to be maybe like a $2,000 trip and I'm going to spend this on this instead. So it's kind of just like being more intentional, not like you have to sacrifice or compromise. It's like, how is this serving me, and how can this amplify me in my state of what I'm at right now? And so that's what money is wanting you to just expand your personal perspective and be reflective upon like how you are using it, because she just wants attention. Like every single thing, like your unconscious, your body, like when there's pain, like your body just wants attention. Focus in, see the messages, right? Get that language flowing of what your body needs to be nourished. Same with the money. It just wants to be seen, accepted, loved, same as you in your life, in your relationships. Every single person wants to feel seen, safe, and loved. And so it's been a really cool process. And the abundance that like light workers are calling in, it feels like a waterfall is coming in. And it's like this work needs to happen with these like new light workers and wayshowers, because we're like hitting the roof of that 3D and we're like transmuting it to like what can be in the 5D. And we're going to have businesses where we only work 3 to 5 hours a day, and we have spaciousness where our inner child can play, and you go on 3-hour lunches like I did yesterday when I was feeling stagnant, and when I came back I felt so open and efficient. And so like this is the new age structure, the new business that's coming through. It's a heart aligned, intentional business that nourishes you and every relationship in your family and in your life. And all of this work I have found and witnessed within the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records has supported me in every aspect of my life. And I have a masterclass that's coming out next Wednesday. It's Unlocking the Spirit Guardian Realm, where you will be able to connect to your spirit guides in every dimension in which you have access to. And we are going to connect them to help you get clarity on your highest timeline, see who's part of your council of guides, and see how they're serving you, whether it be your mission, your money, your relationships, your location where you're living, your family, whatever that is. Like you have a guide, you have a counsel that is wanting to support you. And so in those moments of fear, if you don't know how to process or resource yourself to move through it, you call upon this unseen guidance. You call upon these spirit guides. And if you read my last email, the amount of work that I've done in the Akashic Records has been so profound, from honestly meeting my soul babies and saving my relationship in a now amazing, beautiful marriage, to meeting Kuan Yin for the first time and knowing moves about Qigong that I never learned in this lifetime, to understand my frequency and my relationship to nature, to meeting my multidimensional dragon, my protector of my realm, who brought me to the past version of me that just wanted to feel safe and loved, and was the start of my inner child journey, to saving money on a retreat and still getting the single room when I went on a retreat, even though I paid for a 3-bedroom room, because just things happened and the divine universe told me book the 3-room option, but you're still going to get the 1 room, the 1-person room. And then that happened on this retreat in Peru. So it's like just being so connected to this world just helps amplify your life in a way that's like going to bring more peace in your life. And so if you are interested, this beautiful masterclass is next Wednesday. I'll post the link in this podcast description. And, DM me, rate the podcast. Let me know how you're thinking of this new season 2. I'm so excited. The next book is Many Lives, Many Masters. I have it right here, by Brian L. Weiss, MD. And it's actually, we're going online to talk with my wonderful friend, mentor, Amanda Blau. She's amazing. I actually booked her for a 3-month container to help support me, because we got trained together in our coaching container. And just like she's one of the most powerful psychics I know, and just like so supportive to help me transition, the last 6 months. And I'm really excited to dive deep with her about this book that really revolutionized and changed both of our lives. And it's a true story of a prominent psychiatrist, his young patient and the past life therapy that changed both their lives. And it's really about him being a psychiatrist, not really knowing that when he was doing these like meditations, that actually like past lives were coming through, and he was like, what? But it was helping heal her anxiety and her social anxiety and all these things that he wasn't able to do just from this life. And so just like the impact of how much past lives and other energies and frequencies can really impact you here, and like really just bringing awareness to them sometimes transmutes them in themselves. And so I'm just really excited to step into this like new space, this more abundant space, and it just feels really, really good. So I will see you in about a week or two for the next episode. I hope this supported you, and I love you so much.